Hey, how far do you want me to go? Right in the middle?
Okay. Taking his camera out. Fuck.
Oh my god. So awkward, dude. What? All right.
Hey.
Yo.
I'm gonna just stand on the table really quick. Try not to freak out. Oh, this is always hard.
I know, right? It's so awkward.
So this is what I was talking about, like 1 foot on the chair.
Right. Okay, so you kind of have it that angle. Okay, I see now. Yeah, I went the opposite way, so that made it much worse.
Draw my shirt, makes it people can't see my butt. Well, here, man, it was some work to get out here. Let's get you some water.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, dude.
And then...
Hi, this is Hilaire. I'm a photographer and adventurer, and this is High Life.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. So welcome, man. And again, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
I know it was not last second. We planned this about a week ago, right?
Yeah.
But man, I've only known you for a month. Has it been a month?
Yeah.
2 months technically, I guess.
2 months, yeah, but we have like what? Over like 4 days worth of like just hanging out.
Dude, so I really quickly, because I think that's one of the wildest, like, how we met stories, you know?
Yeah.
I want you to, from your point of view, remind me and tell our viewers exactly why it was that we even became friends in the first place and what it is exactly that happened that led to this event right now.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I follow you for a while, and it was through, I don't remember, but through one of my buddy Mong. He told me about like, oh, dude, like, there was like a highlining event, like they would do like a meetup in San Diego, and he invited me, and I remember I didn't go that day, but he kind of told me about it, and he was like, oh yeah, dude, like this dude, like a few other dudes, and then like he highlined like they do like a secret meetup and they highline San Diego. I was like, oh, okay, cool. For some reason, I don't know how like I follow you, but your name came up on Instagram, then I followed you, but before that, I thought that he met you, and you guys like already knew each other at that point. But it turns out when I called you, I hit you up on Instagram, yo, like, because I've been following you for a while. I'm like, yo, like, if you have any photos, let me know. I'll come out, like, shoot photos and whatnot. And then I remember I texted you, and then you replied, like, not too long. And not long after you replied, and then moving forward, you're like, yeah, I have a project, actually. And then we hop on the phone just to kind of meet and then talked about, like, the project you had. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, I met you, like, Mong, my buddy Mong told me about you. And you were like, who? Who the fuck is Mong? I'm like, Mong?
You're like, Mong.
The dude that introduced me to you? He's like, yeah. And then, like, that moment was so funny because you have no idea who he was. And then, for some reason, I just, like, accidentally met you. So it was, like, kind of wild. And then, but, like, long story short, we did the project you had was, like, setting the line up in Top Point, Yosemite.
Yeah, and that was the first, we filmed the very first episode of this podcast there with Luke.
Yeah, that was, with Luke. And then, so, yeah, that was our very first trip. And not gonna lie, I feel like I got sandbagged, dude. I got sandbagged hard.
Yeah, I sandbagged everybody by accident, including myself. I did not think it was gonna be that hard. Yeah, that was 18 miles in snow. Cowboy camping, so no tents.
Yeah.
And I think the part that sandbagged me the most about that trip is the fact that we had to build the igloos and rappel off the cliff.
Oh, yeah.
I was fully expecting us to just show up there and have pretty much completed all the hard work.
Yeah.
And the only thing left was an easy highline rig. Instead, we had to work for that highline rig. That was hard.
Yeah.
That was really hard.
Yeah, I remember. You guys were like freaking just digging through ice, and a couple of you guys. Yeah, I remember like watching you guys, just like observing, because I have no fucking clue like highlighting and how it's set up. You know, like that was my first time being exposed to it, like how it's set up and everything. But it was wild. I mean, hearing it from you, I'm like, you say it was wild, so I'm like, yeah, that's like,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
crazy. And then yeah, but other than that, it was a fun trip, dude. It was epic. I got to see the firefall for the first time.
Yeah.
From from that view, which I don't think a lot of people get that opportunity. So it was kind of definitely memorable for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was really cool for me too. I remember the first day was really anticlimactic because we didn't get the sun we needed, and was like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it was it day number 2 or day number 3 when we finally got to see that nice red glow. And I remember Luke was on the High Line during the time.
I think that was the second day.
Might have been. We were there for. I think we were only there for 2 days actually. So
Yeah,
I
because the
think you're
third
right.
day we left.
We left
I
in
know
the
it was the
morning.
day after, because the day before that, did we set up? You guys dug, right? And then the morning after that, you guys dug even more, kind of cleared it out, and then actually set up the
Right,
line.
and then we took it down the same day.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a lot of work, man. We
Yeah.
hiked 18 miles total to set up a High Line in less than 1 day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
Even one of your buddies, Ryan Sheridan, he came
Yeah.
out, he was fucking mind blown. He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and Ryan Sheridan, dude, I don't know how well you know Ryan Sheridan, but that guy is an absolute monster.
I believe
He's a
it. I
beast.
believe it, dude. But yeah, you told me about literally by him, and I met him too. Like, kind of met him a little bit. So yeah, man.
Dude, so basically, you thought I knew Mong. So you were like, yeah, a friend of a friend, because Mong told you. So you contacted me thinking that I already knew one of your friends, and you thought this was gonna be like a friend of a friend interaction. When I was
Yeah.
just like, I don't know who this Mong guy is. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Which is actually really funny because Mong's here right now,
Yeah.
and I met him yesterday.
Yeah. Right.
So that's such a small world.
It is.
I'm hoping he should be coming around soon. We should see him right on that wall, right back over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's making his way down.
He's probably making his way.
Yeah.
Let me do the sketchy thing here and pull out my phone.
Just like get a timer going.
No, just I like to just like write things down and sometimes take
for
take
sure,
separate
yeah.
videos of like, because we got some cool stuff going down today, man. We have the High Line
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and here I'll take a quick video of Joanna when she stands. She's rolling out. Joanna's been crushing, by the way. But
Yeah, she seems strong.
don't let her know. We can't inflate her ego.
This is a good cheese, dude.
I don't know how I feel about these butter crackers, though. I feel like I like the Ritz a lot better.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just like eating the cheese by itself, and I like it that way. I don't usually eat cheese, but this is good.
So how long have you been doing photography?
Oh man, I've been doing photography since I was in high school. So that's I would say like on and on. Like, well, let me discount the phase where like I didn't take it serious. When I started taking photography seriously, like after like I would say 4 years ago.
Okay.
But before that, it was just more like a hobby. You know, like in high school, I did a little bit of yearbook. But believe it or not, like my interest in photography developed when I was in when I got exposed to the outdoor for the first time in high school.
Interesting.
It was I think like now thinking about it, like that's really kind of sparked my interest in photography. You know, like I was in an outdoor after school program with Outdoor Outreach. So they're like a nonprofit in San Diego that takes youth out to the outdoor, like provide like from gear to education, like everything. They provide everything. You just gotta show up, and they run all year long. So they do like rock climbing, camping, surfing, mountain biking, like all the like outdoor sports.
Just all the good stuff.
So I did that, and I was like in part of that club for like 3 years in high school.
Okay.
So that's how like I was kind of exposed to like the outdoors. I think had I not been that experience, I would have never like not even do this shit, dude. Like honestly, like, and I would say like it definitely like changed my life for the better.
Yeah,
you know,
nice.
like growing up in like City Heights in Southeast San Diego is like one of like, you know, low income communities. You know, and it's like a community with like a lot of refugees, like
Right.
a lot of immigrants. So growing up, like, you know, outdoor recreation wasn't like our family thing.
Right, and it's always like, I mean, I don't really feel right saying this like out loud, but you know, my sisters tell me this every time because they see the stuff I'm doing, and I'm Mexican, you know, so we're also, you know, kind of on that minority side with the like lower income things and stuff, and my sisters will see what I'm doing, and when I go visit, sometimes you know they say it jokingly, but sometimes, you know, like you kind of look around in our community. And, you know, you're kind of right. We need more Hispanics, more Asians, more, you know, more ethnic groups to be joining these sports because they always tell me, man, what you're doing is white people sports.
Dude.
I hear that all the time.
Oh, dude, like, it's like, oh, you're doing white people shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
And
you know?
same it's not even just my sisters. It's my old high school friends, my old college friends. Yeah. Pretty much anyone that I knew, they're like, man, you're doing like some crazy white people sports now. And I go, I don't even know what that means, man.
Right,
like, it's a white people sport.
Yeah. And it's that view too, you know, like, I don't know. But yeah, like, I think, well, like, going back to your question, like, how I, like, came involved with, like, photography. But was that, like, as I got more involved, like, being exposed to the outdoor, I started, like, taking more pictures. And then after that, like, I did it for a while, like, a hobby. And then people just, like, randomly, like, hit me up, like to do their portraits, family photos, or why not, with friends and stuff.
So you were probably pretty good then if people were asking you to do their family photos and portraits.
It was decent. At the time, I thought it was like the shit, you know. Yeah. It was good, but looking back, it was all right, you know. But over time, it evolved, you know. Like there was a time, you know, like they started photography, like you don't know what your style is. Right. You don't know what you like. You gravitate more towards like your certain style. You just kind of shoot everything, just because. You know, like you're just like at the beginning phase, you don't have that much experience, so you just shoot whatever feels like, you know, whatever feels natural or like thing that you're interested in. But I think so far now, one of the things that I really like kind of tune in is like I really love shooting more like adventure moment, like kind of I would say like kind of lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still like kind of figuring out like how to define my style.
Right.
But I know that I shoot a lot of like landscape, like. Stuff like this, you know, like person on the line. I shoot that kind of stuff, like more like candid.
Oh, there is a person on the line.
Yeah, look.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess like my style would be like I guess adventure and lifestyle.
Adventure and lifestyle.
Yeah,
well, that's a good style.
Yeah,
so what other styles? I mean, what are the most common styles? Because I know I have a camera. I mean, it's shooting over there, but literally yesterday, and you know, this is probably going to be episode 4. So. Episodes 1 through 3, I didn't know how to set my ISO to be automatic, so a lot of my shots are like blown out or just not good, you know? And literally yesterday, you helped me fix that, and I feel like that's such a basic setting on a camera that that just shows how little I know about photography, you know? So what kind of styles are out there, you know, what is all that stuff?
Style in photography, I mean, like, I feel like as technology progressed, photography has like changed. You know, like nowadays, anybody can take photos with a camera, and like modern camera, phone has like really good camera qualities.
Yeah, they do.
And so it depends. Like we're really redefining, like photography. You know, and it's really interesting to see like how that evolved. Just like some of the crazy stuff like. A mirrorless camera or like evolving, they're like really, you can really shoot a lot of things and like videos, photos, they're like improving qualities. I'm not sure if that answers your question. Like style photography, what I mean, like it's like many things. Whatever you shoot, you can shoot like plants, micro photography. You can shoot bugs. You can even shoot DNA like through a microscope. You know, you can shoot person. You can shoot plane, and you can shoot into space.
Got it.
Right. So photography is whatever you find interest, whatever you find interest and you would like to like, you know, like see or explore. That's where it comes from. So it's like it's whatever you think you find interest.
And it's not even just the subjects you're shooting. It's also like your editing style, right? Because everyone's got their unique kind of editing style, right? Some people like to really saturate photos. Some like to do like black and white. I've seen like a lot of different I guess, styles.
Yeah.
And how do you kind of determine what your style is? Do you just start editing one day and you kind of one day go, oh, this is really cool. I'm gonna keep doing this forever.
It evolved.
Okay.
Like what I shoot like 2 years ago, some of the photos I think is crap.
Okay.
I look back at it, I'm like, this is crap, dude. Like the colors, and I think it's part of progression and changes, and I think that's okay. And editing, like I'm not a pro. Like I'm still learning at the same time because as you learn more, you kind of change your style and you progress
Right.
in a way. So yeah, whenever like, but one thing that for now at least is my style of editing is just kind of like a little bit natural color, lighting, right? Not too contrasty. A little bit of contrast, but not too blown out contrast. So it does change what I shoot right now. Like what I think, like some of the photos I shoot right now, I think like looks great. Like it looks good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the next year, I might change my mind. You know,
Right,
as
and
I
I
like
was-
learn new tools, learn new skills, I'm gonna kind of like evolve.
Interesting.
So it always changes.
So it's this never-ending, like evolving kind of thing where your likes, your preferences, they're just always on the move, kind of just always differing.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it depends on like what style like of photos like photography you do too. You know, like portraits and landscape or like long exposure, like taking like stars. You know, like night photos and stuff.
Nice.
But I think one thing that I like is like the common denominator for me is like trying to like stay natural as possible. You know, like the
Natural,
editing,
yeah, okay.
not too like not too blown out, not too saturated. Just like I have like a foundation of editing style, and then sometimes what I experiment is like the contrast and the color, and I'll do like and I'll change it, like slightly change it a little bit.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I'm always playing with that. It's like the contrast and the color.
Cool. So contrast and color are your like two biggest things that you move around.
Color takes even videos to do like color takes me the longest. Like I can edit the light like right once like if I edit a photo, I usually adjust the color right the color the whites, the black, the shadows, the highlights. Make sure everything's like balanced. Once I'm done with that, it's moving to color. And that's where I spend most of my time.
That's what you spend
color.
most of it. It's
Yeah.
color. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Color's hard. Color's really hard because how does that work? There's like the three different waves. You have like red, blue, green.
Oh, you're talking about the waveform, like the wave?
Yeah.
I don't mess with the other color. I only do like the white. I only
Okay.
just like I don't know if you heard like the term the S curve.
Yeah, well, that's the line, right? And you
Yeah,
can-
that's
yep,
more
yep.
that's more like the contrast. But like the color type consists of hue, saturation, and luminance.
Okay.
Yeah, I spend like I spend a lot of time in that section in Adobe Lightroom, just like adjusting color.
Right.
And then also like if you go on the bottom, I don't know if you're familiar with like Lightroom. Setup.
Not
You have it.
really.
Yeah.
A little
Have you
bit.
played
I
with
mean,
it?
you know my.
Yeah, I show you my account. Have you? Played with it?
You know all the experience I have with Lightroom. It's very little. I have played with it a little bit, but the camera stuff is still very much foreign to me. But I'm trying like you. I'm trying to evolve, trying to learn. It's an ongoing process, and I think it will never stop.
Yeah. But anyway, like color, like I spend most of my time with color. Like the shadow, the mid-tone, and also do like one thing that I really learned like over the years is like you notice like just depending on what type of like the time of day you shoot photos, like midday, sunset, sunrise, night. Like some of the colors that we don't see with our eyes, like the camera captures it, right?
Right.
So you learn to like learn like how color works and how it
Interesting.
changes, and like I've learned so much on like how color, like how the sunlight affects like plants, rocks, or sky, right? Like it's just even the skin tone.
Right.
That's some of the stuff that you don't even like think about, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I think I've learned so much, like a little bit like kind of like color science, like as far like how color like how we have color like in our natural world and environment.
No, that makes sense.
It's kind of interesting. Yeah, like green. I primarily work with like mostly photo blue, green, and orange, and yellow. It's like the
So-
primary colors that I mostly like have to adjust.
So it's almost not even just an art, right? There's a lot of science involved in this
Yeah,
too, huh?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and how that like the color and that how that have relationship with like what we like observe, right? Like how that change, how it affects our brain and how we view it. Like kind of like some color like pleases, like some color like affects our like emotion in a way.
Right.
And
Okay.
some color like photo you see like makes you feel like bright, happy. Some colors like
Is this similar to like the reason why McDonald's and like Carl's Jr. and a bunch of places use like yellow red? They say that makes
Yeah.
you hungry and
Yeah.
things like. Is that part of that science?
I don't know about McDonald's, but I know that like bright colors make me happy and good. But if it's like darker color, tends to be more moody. You know, like more emotional and moody, like a little
Right.
bit dark.
No, and that makes total sense. Yeah. Darker colors equals a little more,
Yeah.
I guess, gloominess.
Yeah.
Gloominess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say sad because
Yeah.
I don't know. Darkness isn't always sad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. But it's more definitely like more how do you say it? More I guess moody. I don't know
Okay.
the proper terminology.
Could you, if I asked you to pick one photo, could you say what your favorite photo that you've ever taken is? Or is that something that's impossible to do because there's
It
so
is.
many different styles? And
Yeah. Favorite photos of all time. Like
yeah, just like could you give me a few of your favorite all-time photos, or is that an impossible ask? I know that's a loaded question.
yeah, dude. Believe it or not, like when like
Ooh, that one looked like it hurt. You okay? You're doing great, sweetheart. Sorry.
no, I'll good. So I woke up this morning 5:30, like, and I'm like, oh shoot, I have an interview today, and then I remember you like kind of like asked me about that question, like, hey, like, you know, like I knew you were gonna ask that at some point, and I thought about it. I was like, man, what's my favorite photos? Like, dude, like I kid you not, like I couldn't figure one out, like.
No, yeah, that's
Like
fair.
favorite all time. I don't know about all time, but recently I would say like this past year was like the last trip we did up in at Top Point Yosemite,
Okay.
where I had like a shot of like Luke and then Kenta.
Those
With-
are good. Those are really good.
Those are like my favorite shot like so far. Like we say like within this year.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite like. I feel it's gonna be wild till like I have another photos I can kind of like outbeat that. You know.
Wow. Okay.
Just because of like it's so memorable, it stood out to me. You know, like not just like the photo, like it was so perfect, the lighting,
Right.
the subject, and it was just like it was just so good.
Right. No,
But-
and
yeah.
like you said, it's not even just the photo itself, but you see that photo personally, and you get all these memories of that trip and how amazing it was and how much fun you had. Someone else might see that photo and be like, it's just a really good looking dude drinking coffee. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
so you think that plays kind of a big role in deciding your favorite photo is the emotion that's attached
Yes,
with it?
totally, 100%, 100%. I can tell you like I wish I had like an album, but I wish I can like.
Well, we can put them out on the screen if you send them later. But
Okay.
or if I mean we have a phone.
Yeah, that's true. we do have a phone. Yeah, like we can. Yeah, like that could be like a B-roll, like put in photos right now.
Yeah.
But one of the photos, like some of the, like so many, dude. Like I think, yeah, like you said, you kind of nailed it. Is photos that has like a good backstory to it. You know, like some of the shot like aren't like the best shot like in terms of like the quality, like how the photo looks, but kind of like the story behind it. It's what like more. It's like it's more memorable for me. It's like more. I don't know. It's more valuable. You know, the story behind it. And you know, and that's mostly like whenever I shoot photos of like people, right? Like people, not necessarily like a pose, like a product pose photos type. You know, like, but it's more of like a candid shot. You know, like people, stuff like that. So those are the type of like photos that are my favorites, just because I like the backstory it has. You know, not necessarily like the quality of it.
No, yeah, that makes 100% sense. Like you're attached to those photos for your own reasons, and some people just might not get that, but it makes sense to me. Have you ever traveled abroad to do photography?
No, yeah, I have traveled abroad, just like my personal trip, and I taken photos,
Okay.
but not for like a photo assignment.
Where'd you go?
I went back to Thailand
Thailand,
and Burma, oh, known as Myanmar right now.
Myanmar. Okay.
Yeah,
What was it known as before?
Burma.
Burma. Why? I don't want to get political, but why?
Oh
Why
no,
did that
dude, please,
change?
dude, I'm open-minded. Well, like it was colonized by the British. Like they got their independence, like after World War II,
Okay.
and then they changed it to Myanmar because it was Burma was the given name. It
Got
was
it.
given by the British.
So are they their own independent country now?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's a good thing then.
it's a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing, but not the government. Not so much.
I see. So like it was good because they got their freedom, but then they got a shitty government now.
Yeah, yeah.
As it goes, you know. Okay, so you went to Myanmar. What'd you photograph out there?
I mostly spent time with like relatives that I have never seen, like I haven't met in my life.
Okay.
It was mostly from my mom's side. We went back to like we went back to like one of the villages that I was born.
Okay.
At,
Cool. That must have been really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. But like kind of crazy because when I went back, it was like I experienced like reverse culture shock. I knew like how life was like, you know, because I myself like I grew up like as a refugee, you know, like in Thailand, and I knew what life was like, and I knew what to expect. But at the same time, like going back, it was like a reverse culture shock, and it was like, and it kind of took me a while to like really like decompress and process that, you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we mostly like visit like relatives, and then I most of the photos that I took was like of relative or like friends.
Okay. You said you got like a reverse culture shock and so you were born there. When did you come down to the U.S. to San Diego, or just the U.S. in general?
Yeah. So I was born there, right? Right after I didn't grow up there in Burma.
Okay.
Right when I was about a year old, like right when my older sister passed away, I was about one. My parents decided to like settle in one of the refugee camp alongside in Thailand and Burma. And not a lot of people know about this, but it's like on the border of Myanmar and Thailand. It's like a sections of like refugee camps set up
Interesting.
from people like seeking asylum. Because like during like the 70s, I think 70 or 80s, definitely the 90s, there was like a huge like civil war broke out, and a lot of like people that was living like on the border side of like Myanmar had like there was like ongoing civil war, and then they had to flee.
Oh wow.
And then so then the UN, the government, UNICEF, like the Thai government like allow the people like kind of set up like camps along the border. So that's where I grew up most of my life, living like along the border of that within the camp.
Okay.
So then like I lived there for about I think like 8 years.
8 years.
And then that's when my parent like decided to like we apply for like asylum, like to move to the U.S.
Okay.
And then so we came to the U.S. in late, I would say like August 2007. So I was
Okay.
about 9 years old when I came to the States.
So
Yeah.
did they throw you right into elementary school, or?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like 3 months later, right into elementary, no English, nothing, dude.
Nothing.
They just kind of tossed me in there. But yeah, dude, it was wild. Like I remember like just growing up, like being like the only kid that doesn't speak English.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, no, I feel you there,
Dude.
man. I didn't learn English till I was like 7 years old.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my first grade and kindergarten and first grade, almost zero English. I needed a translator in my class because I was one of the few
Dude,
kids
same.
that didn't speak any English.
First day, the teacher asked for my name. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, she was just talking to me, like, Charlie Brown, like, you know when the teacher talking like, wah 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 wah.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. Like, she was like just talking to me. I'm like, I don't know, like, it's not going through me. So they have to like call like a translator. Like, she would like talk on the phone, and then she would like pass me the phone like back and forth, just to, like,
Oh wow, so it was
ask
a
me.
phone thing.
Yeah,
that sounds
not
hard.
even like in person. Dude,
That
it was
sounds hard.
brutal, man. I remember the first day, dude. It was so humiliating. I got like it was fourth grade, and it was like this was like the middle of the school year. I got in there. I remember just like stand up, like I walked into class and I just like stood up, like just like I just stood there, like look at everybody, all the kids, looking at me, like. And I remember just like, like that feeling when you're like. When you're about to cry, like your chest like started compresses,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it goes up into your like your esophagus, but you can't control it at that point. You're like holding it in,
And it just comes out.
Dude, it just come out. It was just like I lost it. I was like holding it in. That was my first like memory of like first day of school in America.
Oh man.
It was tough, but like I adapt. Like like 6 months later, like I understood. I took ESL. They sent me to like ESL
Okay.
with like few Hispanic kids.
Yeah.
And we, I learned. I learned English, and I was able to adapt. And
Nice.
soon, like a year later, I was like, I can communicate.
That's crazy, man. That's such a culture shock to, I don't think many people know what it's like to go to a place that you have to be, because I mean, people travel, like people will go to like Europe or something and like not speak like French or something in Paris, and that's like, I feel like that's very normal because English is like a universal language and it doesn't matter. But I feel like most people don't understand what it's like to go somewhere and not be understood or understand anything, and just not be able to communicate, especially at a place you need to be at, like school, for example. Because, I mean, fourth grade, that's up there. I can't imagine what that was like, but even kinder and first grade, it was rough.
Dude, I mean, you know how kids are.
Kids are mean.
Honest. They are mean, dude. Yeah, so I was like, it was mostly like Hispanics, and I think I was bullied, but I don't know. I think I was, because I remember like this word that it's still like stuck to me till this day, and I didn't understand it, but like I was called like chino cochino. I don't know what that means.
Oh, do you know what that means now?
I think so. It's like what, Asian, something like dirty Asian, what?
Yeah, it's like pretty much dirty Asian. That's definitely a form of bullying.
Yeah, dude, I was called that, and I remember to this day, like I didn't understand it, and I was so like, and I would respond with violence because I was so full of rage and anger. I'm like, I got in trouble a few times. Like they had to call my parents because I got physical with people.
No, yeah, I mean that's kind of understandable. It's hard.
Yeah, but yeah, it's to what you're saying, like like not being like in a foreign place and not knowing the language. I think most importantly the culture. Like not like familiar with the culture. It's hard to like socialize with people and like know how things work, like social cues, like stuff like that. But like I said, like I adapt pretty quickly.
Okay, that's really cool, man. That's something I had no idea about. Just a crazy way to come into the U.S.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, man. I mean, seems like you're doing the damn thing now. Like you're going all over the place. Like just stalking you on Instagram a little bit. I'm like, damn, this guy's been around in a good way. In a good way.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Yeah. But like I'm always like I'm still like learning and growing and like in a way trying to find myself. When it comes to like exploring the world and like finding new, not like a subculture type like slackline is like a community, right?
Right.
It's slightly different than climbing communities. Like there's so many like outdoor communities out there that I'm trying to like be more outgoing, put myself out there.
Okay.
Like you say, like growing up, like there was lack of like representation in the outdoors, so you don't see yourself in that. Like you don't see yourself like you belong there. Like you say, like something like I mean, like you doing white people shit. I'm like, yes, whatever. But it's something like I'm trying to get more comfortable and telling myself like, yo, it's okay. Like just because you're somewhere hanging out with people like maybe not you don't see a lot of people that look like you doesn't mean that you can be here. Like, and it's something I'm still working on, I think. And it's been better, I think what's working is just like putting myself out there and just meeting new people and just have a positive mindset. Like not everybody, everybody's accepting.
You've definitely outgrown it though, because I mean, to reach out at the time we were strangers and to just reach out, cold call like that, that's pretty. I mean, even I'm like a little nervous to do that sometimes, and I feel like I'm like a super extrovert, but I'm glad you reached out. I'm glad we like made this happen.
Dude, same here.
And like I'm sure this is the very beginning of I think our relationship. We're gonna have tons of adventures from this point forward.
I know it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And after this, you're gonna walk that High Line.
I don't know about walking, man.
Well, you're gonna get on it and you're gonna attempt.
Yes. Dude, it's like I respect it, man. Like it's tough, dude. It looks like pretty straightforward and easy, but it's mostly like physically and mentally. It takes it's kind of tough.
It is, yeah. And I mean, you can go to the park and do this all day long, but the second you bring it up high, you're training a different muscle. You're training that mental muscle, and it's a hard muscle to grow.
Yeah,
it takes a long time with consistency to get that thing going.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, dude, let me take out my glasses. Gosh, I didn't realize I had my glasses on so you can see my eye.
Yeah,
No,
we
that
gotta
was
see.
rude of me, dude. That was rude of me.
No, you're good.
You're looking at yourself.
You're good.
in the photo.
I figured you had the sun in your eyes a little bit, so I'm like, okay, yeah. That
Oh
makes
no, I
sense.
just realized I had it on. Yeah, that was my bad.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
There's no offense taken to that. Here, let me,
Yeah.
dude. So I got a thing I want to show you in a little bit. Actually, I want to play a little game with you later.
Okay.
But
Dude, I feel like I got something in my nose. Dude. I got like a dry booger or something.
no, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Huh.
I feel like something bothering me. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, maybe just the nerves from being 80 feet up.
That could be it, honestly. Yeah.
What do you do for work?
So I work with Outdoor Outreach, a nonprofit.
So you do outdoor stuff for work as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I work with them for like I would say like going to almost I would say going 6 years almost.
Okay.
Yeah, like going back to like the outdoor program, I was with them like as a high school student, like a participant in the after school program, and then during my junior year, summer of junior like after my junior year summer, they offer like internship, like a leadership like program,
Sure.
like a 8 weeks intensive like training, and I applied for one of the internship. During the internship, they teach you about like, out like mostly like the work that they do, which is like climbing, surfing, just like the outdoor sports that like basic knowledge. So you're able to like become an instructor and lead trips.
Did you get into all these outdoor sports before or after
No.
you started working there?
Before it was more of like a participant in like a youth program.
Okay.
But once I started working with it was more of like taking on like the leadership, like a more like instructing. Like I wasn't like, it's not like we were pro or anything. We knew how to like we were taught to how to teach the basic rock climbing, how to belay, how
Right.
to push like kids off of boards, how to teach somebody how to kayak, like a basic kind of like instructor role.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I did that with them for like a few years, and then 3 other years, like then that's when I like, started taking photos. And at the time, that one of their the marketing team like noticed that like I was into photography, and then so she asked me to like hey, do you want to go on the field like to take some photos today because we need it for we need to find some photos of a program. So then I did that for like a couple trips, and at the time they were paying me like hourly. I would just clock in,
Okay.
taking photos, why not for like a day.
That sounds like a fun job. I mean,
It
why
was,
not?
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, when I first started, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And that was actually this was like the first time I really like, started considering like taking it serious because
Okay.
I was actually making money. I'm like,
Right.
I didn't know I could make money off of this, just taking photos. And then so I did for a while, and then after that I decided to like decided to contract with them instead of being paid hourly.
Okay. And what did that look like? Was that like you certain amount of photos or
Yeah, it was more like like I wasn't on their payroll as a staff member. I was just like a contractor, like a
I see.
outside contractor.
I see, I
working
see,
with them
yeah.
like pay for like a flat rate instead of hourly.
Sure, okay.
And so I did that with them for a while, and then and then 2.5 years ago I got offered. They decided to like hire like an in-house photographer, so that's when they hired me as an in-house photographer. My position is now communications coordinator. So then I work with the marketing team. So like when it comes to content, like I'm in charge of that.
Cool.
They kind of hand it to me. So I've been working with them, like at least this position, for like 2.5 years.
Nice. And,
So that's
I assume you enjoy it?
I love it, dude.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
yeah.
I think that's really cool that you get to do what you love for your work because
Yeah.
I'm definitely not in that boat yet, but I'm
Soon though.
soon, maybe one day. I do engineering for now.
Mm.
It pays well, but it's not. I'm not
Not your
outside.
passion?
I'm in an office. It's different,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
man. Well, ooh, I got a hair in my mouth. Well, dude, I think we've been out here for. I'm finishing this.
Yeah, ask away. Whatever question you have, dude, like just shoot it out there, man. I'm an open
No,
dude.
man, this is awesome. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been out here for about an hour. I think.
Oh, really?
The time
Oh, I
just
didn't-
time just
dang, I didn't even
flew.
know. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
wrap this up with a quick game. I got a quick game for you.
Okay.
Okay, so let me explain the rules first, and then we'll see and this is gonna be a hard game because, like you said, there's a lot of different. I'll just explain the game first. So
Yeah.
I went on Instagram, and I looked up a bunch of photos that I thought looked really cool. There's 10 photos. Some of them are Nat Geo photos, and with tens of thousands of likes, right? And others are like small creator photos that I thought looked really cool, but every one of those photos has very few amounts of likes. I cropped out the creator. I want to see if you can pinpoint which ones are the Nat Geo ones and which ones are the small creator ones.
Okay.
And
yeah.
so here, now let me open this, and we're gonna paste the photos on the screen so that everyone watching this can try and figure it out as well. Because I guarantee, if I look back at these right now, I don't think I could figure it out. To be completely honest with you.
Okay.
So put the brightness up. So this is the first one.
You want me to like guess right now or like?
Yeah, take an open guess. Just take a look at it and.
I would say like a creator.
Creator? Let's
Yeah.
find out. So I just cropped it out so I can revert it. Nat Geo.
Oh shit.
Nat Geo with
wow.
over 148,000 likes.
Let me see what kind of, cause it's more like a creative like photo.
It is, yeah.
And
which-
I would assume it's like a, like a content creator.
I
you know,
agree.
somebody.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Wow.
Because, yeah, so this kind of goes back to that whole style thing. Nat Geo, I think, is very. I started looking through their stuff, and they're very diverse.
They're adapting, huh? Not like a
Okay.
classic Nat Geo magazine photo. that you
Yeah,
normally
exactly.
see.
Okay, this one is the second one.
It looks like a Nat Geo, but I feel like it's not. I feel like based off this game, I think. But I'm gonna say Nat Geo.
You're gonna say Nat Geo?
No.
Okay, let's find out. Nat Geo with over 260,000
Yes.
likes. So okay,
Yeah.
one and one. Good job.
Okay.
Okay, next one. This one's like a hot air balloon in the sky. I really thought this one looked cool.
Wow. Honestly, man, it could be Nat Geo. Honestly, it could be. I would say.
What's your
Content
final
creator.
content creator? Okay,
Yeah.
I know these are all great. These are all great.
Yeah.
Content creator.
Content
Nice
creator.
work. 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another really cool one. Sunrise, sunset maybe.
I would say creator.
Creator.
Yeah.
Why did you say creator on this one? Because you're right, by the way.
Yeah.
3 and 1.
Yeah. Just the style of it, I've seen like it's common. Like.
Is it the heavy saturation on that?
Mhm.
That's what I thought too. Honestly,
Yeah.
when I took a close look at it, I'm like, it looks beautiful, but it's very saturated. I
Yeah.
think the colors are really popping,
Mhm.
and I think it's a little. Personally, I think it's much. I love the photo. I'd use this as a background even.
Yeah.
But oh, and by the way, we're gonna give all these people on here. We're gonna paste them on the screen. So shout out to everyone
Yeah,
whose photo this
yeah,
belongs to. You guys are doing
definitely.
amazing.
Amazing photos. Nothing
Alright.
wrong with it. We're just trying to guess if it's Nat Geo or content creator.
I
It's
think
a
you're.
good photo, dude. It's like very contrasty.
I think you're 3 and 1 right now, right?
Really? Okay.
I think you're doing really well. Yeah.
I think it's content creator.
Content creator. Let's find out. Content creator. Nice. Your artsy lens.
Is
Okay.
that their name?
That's their name. Here's the other one. You're 4 and 1 now.
I feel like I've seen this photo, like similar to this, like wildlife photos. I would say this is Nat Geo.
Nat Geo.
Yeah.
I love this photo, by the way. The monkeys and they're like caressing each other. It's beautiful.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Like what I was saying like earlier, like about like the contrast.
Nat
Yeah,
Geo.
Nat Geo. Like the color and the contrast, right? It's like it's not too saturated where it's like the color becomes the primary focus. It's like it highlights the subject instead
Absolutely.
of the color. You know,
and
it's
so
not
you
distracting.
think this one's a little more color is the main focus kind of deal?
And I
Yeah.
don't think Nat Geo that's like within their style.
I understand.
Most of the photos that
I
I've seen.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. This is an arch somewhere.
Oh, dude, this could be Nat Geo. This could be a content creator.
You're doing really well. I think you're like 5 and 1 or 6 and 1 maybe.
Yeah. Style of it, I would say. Damn, dude, that's really. I would say content creator.
Content creator.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, but I'm gonna lean more
On the
towards content.
fence. Okay. That is Nat Geo with 77,000.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Only 2 wrong so far, though. You're doing really well. Okay. I really like this one as well. And you got to look closely at the bottom left corner of this one.
Okay.
But if you look closely, there's a bunch of dead fish in the lake on this one. So it's a bunch of bears, and I think they've been killing fish for lunch, you know, and whatnot.
I would say Nat Geo. I'm gonna go with Nat Geo.
Nat Geo?
Yeah.
Okay. Nat Geo, 122,000 likes. Okay,
It's a fun game.
We've got 2 more.
2 more. Oh yeah, this is really good photos. At the geese or the goose,
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever the singular version of goose is.
Yeah. Man, dude, that's a hard one. I'm gonna go Nat Geo.
Nat Geo. You
Yeah.
only gotten 2 wrong so far, so dude, you're doing amazing. And that is not Nat Geo. Let's see who this content creator. Beauty of Photography, I think.
Photography. Okay.
Beauty of Photography 22.
Yeah.
And I agree. Their caption says incredible shot. I 100% agree. This looks really, really good. I think the only thing, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if this were a Nat Geo shot, they would have done less, like, they would have put less on the bright orange light on the water.
Agree. Yeah.
But I still, regardless, amazing shot. Like the action and everything.
Yeah.
And then, so that's, you've only got 3 wrong. Still really good.
Okay.
Last one.
Oh man, dude, this.
They're all amazing photos. They're all really good.
They are,
photos.
dude. They are. I'm gonna look at the details here. I'm gonna go with content creator.
Content creator.
Just because of the subject.
I'm not gonna lie, I think this one's Nat Geo.
Oh really?
It is Nat Geo with 273K. Okay, I mean, hey, 6 out of 10, right? Totally guessing, because you're right, photography is really subjective to what the creator wants to do.
Exactly.
Nice work, man.
Yeah, dude.
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we wrap this up and get you on that highline?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's end this. Any last question? Last thought?
No, man. I think we're good. I learned a lot about you. This was super sick. Maybe we'll have you back on if this thing takes off and we keep doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the adventures to come. And anyway, let's carry on with this adventure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Thank you so much.
Well said. Yep. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you.